Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So Konami announced a new event, Master Duel event, as you probably already have seen, the Extra Zero Festival. And as the name says, you can't use any extra deck cards. So no fusion, synchro, exceeds, whatever, links. And first of all, I was looking forward. I'm still looking forward to this festival, but I feel that the ban list could have been a bit better. You'll see, there are some cards that are not hit at all, and you know how it felt in the previous event. So the first deck list you see here, I think is no surprise. It's one of the newer decks we got on Master Duel, and quite conveniently, most of the time the new pack goes well together with Konami's new event here on Master Duel. The first deck, I think is no surprise, and is probably going to be the most popular deck, I feel. So Floowandereeze. Any surprises? First of all, I'm not sure about Shifter in the main deck here in this format, in this event, simply because of the mirror match. Then again, zombies, Eldlich, and there are some decks where Shifter is just too good against, so I don't know, maybe you can definitely get away without running Shifter. I'm not running Flow in my regular, daily basis, so I don't have Shifter, but I think you can get away without running Shifter here for this particular event. The deck is, at least the deck lost a lot of consistency, no prosperity. So Pot of Duality is still there, but the loss of prosperity is kind of big, because again, that's, still extra 6 chances to potentially dig for, map their field spell, which is a very important card for Floowandereeze. So something that might be a bit out of the ordinary, it's adding in Small World, and shout out to Coder for this one. How Small World works. It basically searches any monster from the deck. Most of the time, you'll be searching one of the most important Floowandereeze monsters, like, Robina or Eaglin. And the card that makes this possible is this one, and that's Vacay. It's an Earthbound Immortal, but it's most of the time the only monster you banish from the deck off of Small World to search basically any flow you want from the deck. So you sacrifice some consistency by losing Pot of Prosperity, but I think Small World is a card that definitely can add in some consistency for the deck. Other options like what is it called, the level 1 Searcher, Jack in the Hand, I believe the name is. It's definitely there, but again, mirror matches, I'm not sure about that. But I think this deck is no surprise. The second deck list is also a deck that here in this event, I don't think it's touched at all. So I feel that most people, more so beginners as in, people who picked up the deck more recently, like this year or from Master Duel, they can definitely fall back on stuff like, anti-meta, True Draco, Eldlich, and Eldlich is there. I don't have an Eldlich deck full, but this is probably something I could see me playing for this event if I had the cards, if I crafted, the Eldlich package because of this. Where is it? And Zombie World. Zombie World is limited for this event. You know why? It's a big counter to a couple of decks, but more so against Floowandereeze, prevents their tribute summons. So I still think it's very powerful because again, you have Sanguine to search a zombie, and Banshee searches your Zombie World. I'm not so sure about Balder Drog, Baylor Drog, Doom King, let's just call it Doom King, the boss monster with only one Zombie World. I'm not so sure about that, but cool deck, can I call it a deck? Not really. Is the adventure package discard stuff, and that goes super well with Eldlich. Other options, I guess, there's still Floodgates. You have summon limit. There can only be one for whatever reason. These cards are still at 3. Skildren is at 1, so that's a good hit. But there, more Floodgates should have been hit, but it is what it is. So this is still going to be a super annoying deck, and I'm looking at Eldlich, but yeah, no surprise. But I kind of like the small adventure package, discard stuff, an Omni negation once per turn. So yep, this is something that could definitely be used. Next one. I think this is, whenever, Master Duel was released, I think this is the first time for all the events we already got here in Master Duel that we are finally able to play Monarchs. So, well, I was about to say extra deck Monarchs, but, Mega Monarchs, the structure deck we got in a TCG back in 2016, and the deck is pretty much untouched. This is, I think, super straightforward deck list. What is it called? Ankamufrit. The Upstart Pendulum monster is limited to 1. But other than that, Upstart is at 3, so if you have 3 Upstart, you can definitely go for that one. Foolish is standard for, Idea, or Eidos maybe, but more so Idea or Erebus to send it to the graveyard. Reinforcement speaks for itself. Well, I still like 1/1, even though it's Ash Blossom bait, but, immediately special summon Idea from the deck is fantastic, and definitely so to set them up for next turn. Called by, two things. First of all, here, this one, the Monarchs Europe is also at 1. This card has never been in my main deck in real life for Mega Monarchs, but for this event, I guess it could be cool. If you're going first and have Erupt to prevent your opponent from using monster effects, but make sure, because this card also negates your own lower level monsters, so that's why I'm not a huge fan of it, but the lack of Domain being not as powerful here in this format, that hurts, so something like Erupt could definitely help out here, but still triple domain because of the lowering the level, so both Ether and Erebus can be tribute summoned by tributing one monster. And that's the last thing I want to say about this deck is the deck has like 3 flex spots. 2 of them I still opt to go for Call by because of Ash. Ash Blossom is a problem. Shifter. And Goods, Foolish Burial of Goods to send Pantheism from your deck to the graveyard. I guess make the deck a bit more consistent because it's, this is a deck that's heavily prone to bricking. But outside of that, this is definitely a deck that I'm going to use in the festival, right? And, stuff like Majesty and Vanity's Fiend are, again, still staple. Not sure about Vanity's Fiend because, again, we are in a separate format, but Majesty's Fiend definitely so. No monster effects at all. And again, that could be powerful against a lot of decks, right? 2 left. This is definitely going to be, next to Monarchs, my favorite that I'm going to run. I think I've been using Dinosaurs in basically every festival up until this point. Fusion, Synchro, whatever. Then again, you're giving up your extra deck, like every other deck, but the big advantage of Dinosaurs is that they have strong boss monsters, main deck boss monsters like Conductor. They can OTK. For this particular festival, like I did, I'm main decking 1 Overtex, which can negate spells, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, spells and traps, once per turn that is, but it's also, a card that can be special summoned off of Double Evolution Pill. And then the gimmicky stuff is that I made the go second build. I like it in these festivals to just go second and blow out my opponent with, those strong semi-staple cards like, again, Lightning Storm, Evenly Matched. And I feel that especially now here in this festival where Floowandereeze and stuff and Eldlich and True Draco are still very strong, I think that Evenly Matched is going to be a huge blowout against all of those decks. So just go second and, like 1 Storm, 1 Evenly. I really don't want to lose against Floodgate.deck. Like, nope, that's not going to happen. Lost World should be a given fact. I was, in my regular build, like ranking up, I'm using Crossout Designator over the, what's it called, Lost World, the Dinosaur Field spell, because of Mexi. Only because of Mexi. Ash, obviously, but if Mexi was banned, I probably would not be running Crossout in any deck, but it's just because of Mexi. And the thing is that here in this festival, you're not special summoning that much, and you're still, you still have Call by, you still have Ash on your opponent's Mexi, so Lost World is definitely strong, plus consistency to potentially pop a token, pop a baby as well, and go from there. I'm still running Mexi, even though, Flow is a deck, True Draco, Eldlich, but Mexi is, it's a non-dinosaur monster that's super flexible to get in the graveyard for a Double Evolution Pill. Same for Effect, Veiler, and Ash. right? I might be running more hand traps, so if you're not keen on running like going second cards like Evenly and Lightning Storm, I would probably go for more hand traps like Veilers, Ghost Ogre, non-dinosaur cards to again make use of your double evolution pill. Last, this is Spice, and it's also not really an expensive deck. It's Kozmo, again very similar to Dinosaurs here in the previous deck profile. Kozmo is known for not really using its extra deck that much, other than Potfather, extravagance, maybe prosperity. Kozmo, because again they have a very strong main deck boss monsters. I think everyone knows Dark Destroyer, and again all of their effects, like the bigger bosses, they cannot be targeted. So your opponent needs to have, some specific outs, and in this festival where, none of the players can use their extra deck, it's much harder to get rid of these, boss monsters that again cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. But what's so special about this is this one, and that's Dark Planet. Dark Planet is also an old school Kozmo card, but it's again a 4K beat stick. It can special summon itself to the field by, I believe, banishing Kozmo monsters from your hand, equal 10 or more, so big Kozmo, ships, to special summon it to the field. And the beautiful thing is that your Dark Planet, you can negate spells. So again, that's very, very powerful. Especially again in this weaker format, right? There's no draw power, well, no extravagance, no prosperity, but allure is there, because again you're running a lot of darks, double dark lady. Again, there is room for improvements, some flex spots, dark eclipser. Then again, there might be some trap heavy decks there. There's a low trap lineup because again you're running Dark Planet and you want to have a lot of Kozmo monsters in your hand to get it on the field. And say to your opponent, good luck, have fun, deal with it. But again, Kozmo is also a deck that can definitely run Floodgates, Skill Drain, and the whole galore of Floodgates we have legal here in this festival. So it's kind of a cheap deck. Only Farm Girl, I guess, is an ultra rare, but outside of that, okay, Eclipser, but Eclipser is not really needed. And then the staple cards like hand traps and whatever. But these are, I feel, definitely five strong decks, but you can definitely rely on, your old school deck that you probably already have been using in the last festivals like True Draco, Eldlich, and those decks. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. What deck are you going to use? There might be some, cards/decks, archetypes that I overlooked. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.